All right, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about Spitgate that's going on. Spitgate happened, of course. Jalen Carter. We were live on the air when the game started. Eagles, Cowboys, and the initial spit. We're kind of, oh, wait, what? Jalen Carter kicked out the game. We're like, what happened? And then we started getting a little bit more context. Context of what was happening. We get more different camera angles. You start to see a little bit more, hear a little bit more. Here's what Dak had to say about what occurred.
I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. I mean, especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. Like I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like we're about to play a game.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it, Rob. You and I were watching it live. You couldn't really see because, it just happened, and we're like, they were more focused on what happened for Jalen Carter. And then we started to get more angles. You start to see kind of how Dak on the sideline, hanging with his team, kind of telling them, showing what happened. And the more you look at it, look, Jalen Carter was absolutely in the wrong, and we know this happens all the time. It's always the second person that gets caught that gets in trouble, right? You watch an NBA game, the person punches somebody, he turns, maybe don't be punching me, pushes him right in front of the ref. Ref, all I saw was that he kicks him out the game. It happens all the time. And when you saw this review, you see Dak, as he mentioned, he kind of spits toward him, not a loogie or anything, but he kind of spits. And then I think Jalen Carter responds, like, if you spitting, I'm spitting. And the little smile and the wink that Dak gave, you saw that, Rob?
No.
He gave him a little smile.
You're letting Jalen Carter off the hook.
So he got kicked out the game.
Most disgusting thing you could do to somebody.
I completely agree. But what I'm saying is, if Dak spit his way, does Dak get suspended? I think they're going to look at this.
You just said it his way. He spit on Dak. He spit at him.
I think
not his way.
I think they're going to look at this, and I think they're going to say, Dak spit his way. He responded. He got kicked out. We're going to move forward. And that's what I think is going to happen. Because if from the first angle we saw, it looked like he just spit a loogie. We're like, wait, what just happened? But the more you see it, Dak spits his way. Dak kind of smirks and smiles at him. And then I think he responds. So I think the league is going to say, now that we've looked at every angle, looked at everything, we heard everything, he responded to being spit at. And I think the league is going to say, you know what, move on. Football's back. He missed the whole game. And I think that's what's going to happen.
I disagree. I think they need to put the kibosh and let him know, come on, dude, that is the lowest of low to spit at somebody. And there's no reason for it. The game.
But what if you spit at me? I really asked you.
He did, because you just said it. You even said it.
I said he spit. It didn't land, but if he spit at him.
But you didn't. You said that. Did he spit at him or his way? There's a big difference. What you just said.
And to be fair, I don't know. It looks like he spit his way.
And that's why Dak didn't get thrown out, because that's not what happened.
I don't think they saw it. We didn't see it for hours, to different angles.
That's not what happened. And the bottom line is, that's not your response. And I do
agree with that.
What? That's your response? Like, seriously. Unless Dak walked up to you and spit in your face, that's your response? Come on, man. Jalen Carter has had issues and other things, and that's the way he handled it. You got to let this guy know this is not what we're doing here. This is not you got a uniform on. You represent the city. You represent an organization. I'm sorry. No, this is not acceptable in the National Football League.
And that's why he got kicked out the game. And I think they're going to review this. And I think they're going to say he got kicked out the game. We looked at every tape. You see Dak spit his way, kind of smirk and smile like, yeah, and then he spits. And I think they're going to say, we didn't see this then. We can view this as Dak instigated it, and that was his response, and the response warranted being kicked out. That's the penalty. Move forward. Football's back. Dak even said it. Nobody wants people to get kicked out. You want your best players to be on the field.
No, he shouldn't have spit, and he wouldn't have got kicked out.
So, okay, let's say you're reviewing this. Dak is just exonerated? If he spit his way and winked at him and smiled at him?
Yep. I just don't see what Dak did. Dak did not spit directly at him. This guy walked up and spit at Dak Prescott. You cannot have players doing that.
I'm agreeing with the latter portion,
okay,
right?
That's what he did. It wasn't off to the side or some. He walked up to him and spit at him.
But I'm saying,
come on, dude. That's never going to be acceptable.
But I
you
think
also could have caused
perception,
even more of an issue with that. That's a total sign of disrespect that could have blown up into something even bigger.
But so I take a call from Jalen Carter. And we say, hey, we saw, if I'm the league and the suspensions, they're like, what happened? Hey, we're on the phone with you. What happened? You're telling your story. And he's like, hey, man, look, I'm over there. He talking smack, I'm talking smack. And then I thought he spit at me. And then they review the tape. I think they go, you took it too far. That's why we kicked you out. But I think there isn't a reaction to an action. And I think if he tells them, he looked like he spit at me and winked, and so I reacted. I think I can see a way where the league goes, well, don't ever do that again, but I can understand why you would do that. Don't do that, but I can get why you did that. Because the same way the average person feels, don't spit at me, he felt he spit at him. Once you see it, and again, if you're in a bigger man, better world, you take it off, you look at the ref, you say he did this so you can play the game, you don't hurt your team, you don't cost your team, and you're a part of it. You can be a part of the game.
I think
that's an ideal
sometimes
thing.
You set the tone and let everybody know that if you do this kind of behavior, which I think is antisocial and disrespectful kind of behavior, we're not going to tolerate it in the league. Not only did you get thrown out, now, right, it's going to cost you money as well. That'll put the kibosh on that. Even the idea, if you could lose a game check over spitting at somebody, you don't think that would send a message to people, this is not what we do in this league. And you can't do whatever you want. There's got to be some discipline. And that's all. I just think that is the lowest of low.
I agree with that. Nobody, I'd rather you punch me than spit on me.
If you got to fight, right.
We got to throw hands, we got to throw hands.
If he pushed Dak, right, what did you just do? Seriously. That I could accept. That I could understand. Spit? When have you seen a player? The last time, was it Roberto Alomar? Who spit at the umpire?
I feel like Bill Romanowski.
No, it's who spit at the umpire.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was a big thing, and it tarnished the way that people looked at him after that.
Rob G, let me do a you in reverse and bring you in. Once we got all these angles, and then we saw Dak on the sideline kind of laughing and explaining what he himself, Dak, did. Because if you I don't know if you saw that video, kind of shows Dak showing like, look, I'd spit like this. Where you come out on this?
Well, I disagree with you in that I don't think that Jalen Carter is not or should not be suspended. I think he's absolutely going to get suspended at least for one game. Nice. Where I think that we have another conversation to be had is I really believe that Dak Prescott is also in danger of getting suspended in this situation. I can see both of them. And once they watch that video, to your point, he kind of... not instigated, but you mentioned baiting, I think is a good word. I could see a situation where Dak comes out at a minimum getting a fine.
Dak's not being suspended.
But I think it's more likely Dak gets suspended than Jalen does not get suspended.
Okay. And that's fair. I understand it. I just feel like to me, everybody's initial thing, because all we saw was that. And once you saw the whole thing and you put it into context, then that's his reaction, right? That's his reaction to being spit at. Like, I can't tell you, I don't know how Rob, Parker, Kelvin Washington, I don't know how we're going to react to somebody spits at you and winks at you. I don't know. You spit at me, I'll spit back. And so I think I can see a world where the NFL says, you know what, bygones, bygones. I get it now. I saw that. I can understand why you thought that. Don't do it again. Both of y'all too grown to be spitting at each other. What are y'all doing? Let's move on.
But I don't think that's because if Dak spit at him, he would have been tossed out.
They didn't see it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So when
you're saying they didn't see it, you sure they didn't see it?
Because
how do you know they didn't see it? There's not how many officials are out there? Nobody saw it.
I mean, they're
But what we saw is Jalen Carter intentionally spitting.
Yes, okay? I agree with that.
That was no ifs, ands, or buts like something came out of his mouth.
Dak is a little
he walked
like
up and
you know how
spit at
people
him.
are. You know how people are. This is like, who knew this? I guess it says Spitgate, so we can go there. Some people know how to do that little through the teeth and it shoots out. Dak does that like a little, and then he kind of winks and like smiles at Jalen, like, and Jalen just went, and I think clearly they see that, and that's why he got kicked out. But I just think Dak, once you viewed it more, I'm wondering if that's going to give more of a pass to Jalen, because again, he got kicked out the whole game. It was literally he didn't play a single snap. So I think that is the game that they can say he was suspended for a game because it was that whole game. He didn't get the Angel Reese. He didn't get the, you only going to miss the first half. He didn't get that.